Like terms. So a term, if you don't remember, of an expression are basically the parts that are added together to make your expression. So we see here, ooh, let's not pick red, that we have 5x cubed minus x squared minus 32x plus 5, but this 5x cubed, that is a term. So when we say added, that just means add or subtract. But it's a little term, expression we add or subtract. So this is an expression of 5x cubed, and then we add or subtract another expression. So this is x cubed. So x cubed is another term. 3x squared, 32x is another term, and 5 is another term. So each section in a box is representing a term of our expression. So each of these is what we call a term. So like terms contain the same variables raised to the same power. So in this case down here, we have 6x squared minus 5x plus y squared minus 3x squared plus 7y. So the things that are actually like terms would just be the parts in the yellow box right here, because we have a x squared and an x squared. So same variable, both x to the same power. However, this is not a like term to 6x squared because that's just x to the power of 1. Y is squared, but it's not the same variable as x. So that one doesn't count, and this is just not the same variable. So we want to simplify these expressions by combining like terms. So if we look at this, I have a 4x. What is like 4x? It's 2x. You think of this as like having apples. I have 4 apples, I have 2 apples. So if I add these together, I have 6 apples, or in this case, 6x. This and this here, when there is no variable, we call this number a constant. This number here, where we do have that variable, this is called a coefficient. So when we have the same variable, what we're doing is we're adding those coefficients. Well, like we're saying, in this case of the -7, let me do that again. And the 3, there isn't a variable, those are constants. So we just add those together like we would if it was order of operations. We have a -7 plus a 3. If we add those together, that's a -4. So once again, with B, we're trying to find those like terms. One of the things you could do is you could always rewrite so like terms are next to each other. I have a 4. That's a constant. My other constant is this -7. So we'll put those next to each other. I have an x, it's a -x. And I do have another x right here, which is my 3x. And then I have y. And y doesn't have a partner, but that's fine. We still just keep it. So like terms is essentially just pairing up like to like. These are like, they're both constants. So 4 minus 7 is going to be -3. We have -x plus 3x. So as a reminder, this just means I have 1x. There's an invisible 1 out here. So if I add my coefficients, -1 and 3, I'm just going to end up with a 2x. And then we just keep that 4y. Even though there's nothing to pair it to, we just keep it anyway. We can't make it disappear. We have to keep it with us because there's nothing that sort of negates it, like terms of just trying to put together what is similar so that we can simplify. Because the idea of simplification is that we're trying to not have as much written down. If we have two numbers that we can combine into the same number, we will do it. In this case, this can't be combined in anything because it's not a like term.